is Wednesday, February 24. Welcome to CGN News. Dushyant Savadia, the founder and chief executive officer of the Amber Group, says recent reports alleging a second vulnerability on the JamCOVID website is, quote, deeply concerning, end quote. He said that reports in the mainstream media and social media platforms are seemingly defamatory and the company is consulting with its legal team. U.S. newspaper TechCrunch on Monday reported that a researcher found a file was left on the server which exposed passwords to access databases and servers connected to JamCOVID. Savadia explained that the exposed file, being described as a vulnerability, contained expired information and links that were redundant. Following an outbreak that saw over 360 COVID-19 cases, the lone prison in Barbados is now free of the virus. Home Affairs Minister Wilfred Abrams said there are no active cases at Her Majesty's Prisons Dodds among either the staff or inmate population. 2 members of staff tested positive for COVID-19 on December 31, and mass testing was carried out at the prison. Abrams told the media that the protocol for ensuring the timely release of those who had served their entire prison sentence has been working well, and those due for release were being allowed to go as scheduled. Haiti's president blamed powerful oligarchs on Monday for 7 attempts in his 4-year term to overthrow Haiti's democratic system, but said he remains committed to democracy. Moise defended his use of decrees which saw him recently retiring 3 Supreme Court judges and appointing their replacements. He said he had to take off his, quote, gloves to fight against organized crime, rampant insecurity, and kidnapping instigated by the oligarchs, end quote. Nonetheless, he told a virtual meeting of the UN Security Council that, quote, we see the democratic regime and elections are the only way to have access to power, end quote. 13 of Jamaica's 22 public hospitals are at the red alert phase and 9 are at full capacity as authorities grapple with a recent surge in COVID-19 cases. Minister of Health and Wellness Dr. Christopher Tufton said the red alert phase means a hospital has a greater than 84% occupancy level for its isolation capacity. At a virtual press conference on Tuesday, Tufton said 9 hospitals have exceeded their capacity to house patients who require isolative care. As of today, Jamaica has recorded 21,826 cases of the coronavirus, with 405 deaths. Aruba, the first country in the Dutch Caribbean to begin a COVID-19 immunization campaign, continued its drive this week with Prime Minister Evelyn Weaver-Crose among those getting the jab. A batch of almost 12,000 doses of the Pfizer vaccine arrived last Tuesday, with community leaders and frontline workers helping to kick off vaccinations the following day. Arubans have access to 4 vaccination centers and pre-registration is required, the CMC reports. Aruba has recorded 71 deaths from COVID-19, the majority of those being people over the age of 65. Mexican President Andrés Manuel López Obrador said Tuesday that his country is doing better than the United States in dealing with the coronavirus pandemic. López Obrador said that comparing countries is in bad taste, but, quote, the most powerful nation on earth did worse than us, end quote. Mexico's estimated death toll from COVID-19 is 201,000. The United States death toll is 500,000, but its population is 2.6 times larger, the AP stated. Mexico had administered 1.7 million vaccine doses, while the U.S. has given 64 million. López Obrador blamed rich countries for hoarding vaccines and said the UN has to intervene. At least 62 inmates died Tuesday and several were injured in riots blamed on gang rivalry at 3 jails in Ecuador's overcrowded prison system, authorities said. As security forces battled to regain control, family members waited desperately for news outside the prison in Ecuador's port city of Guayaquil, where officials said 21 died. Another 33 died at a prison in the south and 8 in Latacunga, according to Edmundo Macayo, director of prisons. Ecuador's President Lenin Moreno on Twitter attributed the riots to criminal organizations engaged in simultaneous acts of violence in several prisons. The United Nations on Monday harshly criticized countries that are using the pandemic to justify cracking down on dissent and suppressing criticism. Addressing the UN Human Rights Council's annual session, Secretary General Antonio Guterres said some governments were using COVID-19 restrictions to weaken their political opposition. In a video message, the UN chief said human rights defenders, journalists, lawyers, and medical professionals are being detained and prosecuted for criticizing government pandemic responses or the lack thereof. The World Health Organization, WHO, has agreed to a no-fault compensation plan for claims of serious side effects in people in 92 countries due to receive vaccines via COVAX. This resolves a major concern among governments. Several Caribbean islands are set to benefit from the COVAX facility. In a statement, the WHO said the program will offer eligible people a fast, fair, robust, and transparent process. The statement said by providing a no-fault lump sum compensation in full, the COVAX program aims to significantly reduce need for recourse to the courts. And finally, Tiger Woods is, quote, awake and responsive, end quote, following surgery on serious leg injuries suffered in a car crash in Los Angeles on Tuesday. Quote, he is recovering in his hospital room, end quote, said a statement published on Woods' Twitter account. A statement from PGA Tour Commissioner Jay Monahan said, quote, on behalf of the PGA Tour and our players, Tiger is in our prayers and will have our full support as he recovers, end quote. Former U.S. President Barack Obama, tennis great Serena Williams, basketball star Stephen Curry, and singer Mariah Carey were among the many celebrities who posted their messages of support on social media. That's it for CGN News. I'm Scott Wilson. Thanks for watching.